So what attracted you to Frobeck initially in terms of?
Well, JT, who was managed me for a little while, managed you guys for a little while, just said, "Hey, you got to hear these guys. You got to be your first album." And I was like, "Whoa, there's some major stuff going on." And then we played some gigs together, and it's really, really good music. I mean, you guys always, there's always a certain amount of like there's a little R&B feel, but there's just, there's kind of an adventurous spirit in the songwriting, which I always liked. Kind of reminded me of the early Sons, except way, way more educated. Not quite as just throwing stuff, because the Sons were based musically sort of pin the tail on the donkey. Occasionally we got it in the right place. You guys seem to kind of have a little more focus on where you want to put it. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the new album, forget about it. So home run all the way.
You should have a song called "Pin the Tail on the Donkey."
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Somebody will nail you. It's some, the League of Donkey Defense will get in your face.
So how was the experience on working on the song? So you came down from LA or came up from LA and just kind of came in and.
Well, I think I was here. I was doing a solo gig here at Mill Valley. I think so. And just drove up, and I think Spencer had sent me a copy of what the tune was, and I felt like the tune needed to have a little more focus on the chorus. Try to build the chorus up so that it really had quote marks. Here we are, kind of song, because it was for the most part really funkier than a 3-day-old Band-Aid. I love it. But it just needed some kind of stuff. And then when we got to the house, it just felt like, now, I could tell in watching you guys live, listening to the first album, that there was there was just a creative vibe going on. And I love to get inside that. And basically, I walked in the door and I could feel it. So this is going on. Very, very comfortable situation. A lot of people have, well, no, this is our original idea. This is what we want to do. I came in with some different ideas. And you guys were like, yeah, let's go. And that kind of wide open creativity is, to me, this is what I've kind of was raised on. And I've been around a lot of situations, needless to say, over a lot of years, where it's, you go into the studio and everybody's, we want to just have hits. We're going to make it. Don't smile. Don't talk. We're going to do this, and this is what we're going after. And they bring in the idea from 3 weeks ago in some office, and they try to do just that idea and nothing else allowed. And that makes, for me, very boring music. Very obvious pedestrian stuff. And there's the creativity to start with is in a songwriter. You guys got that in spades. But what's kind of cool is you have a way of just, hey man, something's happening. Let's go. Well, there's a good idea. Let's follow it. So you let the music kind of lead the way rather than your preconceived notions.
And when you first heard the song, was it something that you felt like was easy for you to go, yeah, I can contribute to this? It was a fit for you.
Well, I've in terms of playing and writing and stuff like that, I've done, kind of been pretty much in my own little world for a long time. In terms of doing vocals, I've done everybody. And I've done so many different kind of records in so many different ways, and been in situations, especially once we all got to Pro Tools and Logic and different kinds of digital recording. You got a lot of tracks. It's just sort of, for me, it's like I can kind of lock into just about anything. It's just what I like to work on. It's got to feel. If it feels good, hell, we'll make you talk.
Right.
And it was talking already, but I just thought that, and it was kind of cool because Spencer did some vocals, and I said, well, maybe you want to try this, want to try that, and very producible singer, which is, a lot of singers only can do it one way. You got so much music that you can just go anywhere. Sure. Oh, let's try it this way. Okay. And that's a wide open feel, which I think is always great. And then just realizing just lately, you guys have like a once a week writing thing. Very, very cool because it really keeps the wheels greased.
Yeah, that's something that we do for at least once a week. So.
When I was younger, I used to write. I just sit and write every day.
Yeah.
And I'd get 40 songs in a week, but I'd end up with a bridge of one good bridge for something. So if it took all that long to get that one good bridge, it's fine.
Well, just like the photographers that take 1,000 pictures, and one of those
get
pictures
that one,
that's good. So, awesome. And so, as a whole, what were your thoughts when you first listened to 624, the entire record as a whole? How did it grab you?
Well, I kind of had a little eyeball on where you guys were, and then I heard that first song. I was just driving actually from my house in the valley down to Long Beach to play a blues game. And I heard that first song. I played it 3 times. I didn't bother to go to the second song. It sounded like a Mark Broussard record. It was a real New Orleans-y vibe to it. It was like, whoa, here's something else. And Spencer, you're singing all the way through the album. I put out an APB. I don't know whether the cops have stopped you yet, but it's going to happen, guaranteed. They'll stop your car. And Kris, your guitar playing is just as good as it gets. I mean, it's very, very focused, but still wide open. It's a really cool combination of control and complete lack of it. It's great. That's what I like about Frobeck.
Okay.
Is that just that you're straddling that fence between, well, let's go this way, and holding it together. And I think it's probably just you two guys. I mean, you both kind of got both sides of the coin. You seem to be really focused, and Spencer just seems to be out of his fucking mind.
That's pretty much how it is.
I think that's what we got. Yeah. And that's what I love about both of you guys.
What do you really think?
What are you really going with?
So, do you have any advice or ideas about the future for bands in general, like Frobeck, that are just trying to break?
One thing you got to remember: there aren't bands like Frobeck, but they're great. I mean, Frobeck has its own little thing. That's what I like about it. I mean, just as an example, they're around LA at one point. Everybody sounded. Every sax player in town sounded like either David Sanborn or Mike Brecker. Nice guys to sound like. But there was one guy who sounded more like Boots Randolph. And I always went, and it was Danny Pelfrey. I always went to Danny because he didn't sound like everybody else. Now, you guys have your own thing, and it's so great to hear that and feel it. It's just an awesome thing to do. Now, there's some other bands that I know. There's a group that plays Monday nights in Las Vegas at the Palms Hotel called Santa Fe and the Fat City Blues.
Yeah.
Sick piece of work, and they're so well known within a certain level. I think probably at this point in the game is the same thing that's always gone on with bands, is figuring a way to market what you got. Because what you got, and especially in Northern California, Marin, Sonoma, this whole area around here, there's just something in the water. It's just creative. Creativity is not hard to find, and it's just something about the air and this and that. I think it's the sourdough bread.
I agree.
Quite sure that it just makes for creativity. And the hardest part anywhere for any band is to try to figure a way to market it. I mean, you got a brand. Frobeck is the brand. That's the thing. I mean, anybody who knows you can hear 2 notes and know who it is. That's branding. That's real important. Get it to where you don't need to go with a full set. I know you got horns on the record, but it's not all. It's let's put it this way. I always figure there's a giant difference between a horn band and a band with horns. And you guys were a band with horns.
Yeah.
I had to take Sons because the horn players always thought of it as a horn band. I had to take it from, no, that's Tower of Power's a horn band. Right. Chicago's a horn band. Right. Sons were a band with horns. Right. Big difference. I wanted the organ to be kind of the front and center of this thing because it lends itself to the whole rest of the music. It just goes to show you, marketing is everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everything in terms of making it. In terms of just the music and making it happen. You guys are already there. You've been there all along. That's never been a problem. How to present it. That's all. That'll change as you go along. Sometimes you want to go. I mean, something happened with the Sons at one point. We were short of work. We didn't have a lot of work. We had a little too big a band to go on the road without spending a lot of money on airplanes, and weren't getting that much guarantees from promoters, and we were just doing clubs. And we just kind of hit that hump that was real hard to get over. So we found ourselves playing a lot of clubs. And then the next thing we knew, in the clubs, you said, if you want to keep getting that club gig, you got what they call a turn bar. Keep them dancing, keep them thirsty.
Right.
And found ourselves, what we call the Jekyll and Hyde circle. We found ourselves being R&B guys, and a couple of years, we were just doing all these clubs, and the next thing you know, we weren't doing our deepest material.
Right.
We were doing Commodore's covers.
Right.
And doing it well.
Right.
And it was awesome band. It was all happening, dancing like crazy and drinking like crazy, and we were getting invited back regularly to all these clubs and everything. But we realized at some point in the game, like, is this what we want to be? You know, and we found ourselves kind of losing focus on. I mean, I was writing some really deep stuff even at that time, and then going out and playing R&B and trying to, hey everybody, what's happening?
Right.
Yeah, let's all sing and dance and be funky. And that really kind of wasn't us.
Yeah.
Nor do I think it is you guys. I think there's a certain kind of there's a presence that people pick up on when you believe in your deepest shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's something. And if you don't, people pick up on that just as quick.
Yeah.
So, you know, you guys write pretty cool stuff and very, very cool material there. I've always felt that your presence is really more about you and your connection to your music than it is about you and your connection to the audience. Let them decide how that connection is going to be made. Let the audience make that call.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you find yourself kind of reaching out, and in a sense, you're reaching out in a way you're kind of pushing. So I mean, that's something that I think at some point. I mean, I remember years ago when I first started, it was like it was getting deeper and deeper. I was trying to be R&B guy, you know. The James Brown band was so knocked out. I mean, it was all happening. All that stuff. And it was when I was a teenager. It wasn't until I started writing songs that really meant something that I went, you know, I don't need to do this anymore. Even, as a matter of fact, when we auditioned for the film, Bill Graham thought I was like a Sammy Davis Jr. Because I was really all over the stage. I was playing trumpet. I was doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and sax. You know, it was kind of a little bit of a show in a way, and he thought that was really great. Now, by the time we actually played the gig, we'd all taken acid. We'd all gone, hey, this music that we're writing here now is a little more important than how we're presenting Turn On Your Love Lights.
Right.
You know, and in that 3-month period of time, and then when we played the gig, he went, oh God, we lost another one to that hippie shit. And right off the bat, oh no, we got enough hippie bands. I thought these guys would be like the Rascals or something. You know, who were obviously great. Right. But I think with you guys, the only thing that sometimes is kind of ironic is how you present it versus how you present what you have versus what you have. It seems like two different things.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes be able to present what you have and believe in it and just be that not serious about it, but that dedicated to it, committed to it.
Yeah. I think we're good. So I appreciate your time again.
Absolutely.
I really do appreciate it.
I mean, I just, I was hoping for the best for you guys.
Well, thank you.
It's really good music.